Hello, good afternoon everybody. Welcome to today's cooking show here live from London, Wigmore Street, Moley Robotics showroom, 16A Wigmore Street, central London. And today we'll be showcasing and showing you a full cooking presentation of the robotic arm together with the utensils and the containers. And we'll be doing a fried rice with chicken and mushroom, which is egg-free as well, by the way. So we've got fried chicken and mushroom, which we're going to cook today, inspired by our in-house chef, James Taylor. And it's a nice Eastern recipe, and we're going to show you how it works from start to finish, how the robotic system will cook it, and we'll explain the whole process. So we're on Instagram and YouTube and Facebook today. So if you have any questions, please do send them through, and I'll try and answer them live on air so we can be very informative, and you can ask your questions, you can get more interactive with the whole cooking process. And but if there's anything technical, if you've got any detailed commercial inquiries or detailed residential inquiries, you can also go to our website, go to our contact us page and get in touch with us, and our sales team or member of the commercial team will get back to you and discuss your requirements in a bit more detail. So let's go straight in, let's go straight to the tablet, and I'll show you the whole process from start to finish, how we load the containers, how we start the robotic arm to cook this particular recipe. So let's go straight into the tablet and I'll show you the whole process. So here we have the tablet. We have all our recipes. This is our recipe cloud library. We have recipes worldwide, vegan, vegetarian, low-calorie recipes. Lots of different recipes from around the world. And these are recipes where we've collaborated with lots of famous chefs and very professional chefs who have allowed us to use their recipes. And together with our in-house chef, James, we've got all these recipes now available for you. So let's go straight in and go for the chicken. There we go. So we've got fried rice with chicken and mushrooms. So go straight to the actual recipe itself. Now here you'll see a very informative system where you've got an indication of all the ingredients, all the weights of each of the ingredients required. Also tells you the equipment required to make this particular recipe. So we have a medium pot and a spatula already on our workstation here, ready to cook the meal. Like we do in all our recipes, we also show nutritional values and nutritional information. It's only because, you know, if you have certain dietary requirements, or if you're on a health program, or you're looking to more have a healthier lifestyle, then we have information on here which tells you the readings on carbohydrates, sodium, fat, and so on. So that's really important. And everybody needs to know how much salt and sugar they're eating in their food, in their meals nowadays. So all our recipes include this information as well. So let's go straight into the robotic cook. Oh, by the way, also on this we have, you'll see a get ingredients. This function allows you to send a message to your phone or somebody's phone to get these ingredients fresh. It's very important to use fresh ingredients. So you've got high nutrition and a very healthy meal. At some point, we'll also be introducing a delivery service where you can actually have these ingredients delivered to your doorstep. So literally, it's like a fresh meal on demand. You've got access to this particular recipe or any recipe from around the world, knowing that the actual ingredients can be delivered to your doorstep. You don't have to go to a special place to get the ingredients. You don't have to go out to get these particular ingredients. All these different recipes from around the world allows you to have the ingredients delivered to your doorstep via our AI system here. So let's go back into the actual recipe itself, and we'll go to the ingredient list. Now I've already partly prepared the ingredients just to save a bit of time, but I will be showing you how our integrated scale system works. So this is a very highly informative system in terms of making the whole process as easy as possible. So anybody in the household can use it. And we have an integrated scale system which allows you to actually weigh your ingredients via the tablet, and you can see the reading to make sure you're maintain a high level of accuracy and making sure that the particular recipe is cooked the way it should be, and if you cook it more regularly, making sure it's consistent in taste and so on. So I'll show you that. I'll show you that process on one of the ingredients and how that works. So let's go straight into the Robotic Cook. And here we have a very diagrammatic view of our kitchen. This just shows you a very easy way and an easy way to show you where all the containers and utensils and the actual equipment required is to be placed. So first of all, let's go to the first item, which is the groundnut oil. Now that simply goes in a normal conventional oil container. So we've collaborated the grippers so that it takes the oil, uses it, and cooks it from into the pan. So oil is ready. So I'll confirm that's in location number 1, which is at that first point on the top shelf. Second item is going to be my chicken thighs and just my chicken thighs. It's giving me a preferred location along the top shelf or one of the locations along the bottom. I'm going to select the bottom shelf, the far right container. Here we have it already weighed and prepared, so that's going to go into position on the shelf here at location number 1. And I'll confirm that's been done. And that's all you do. You just go through the whole process, prepare the ingredients, put them in the containers, load them on the shelf. Well, let's do the shiitake mushrooms. Shiitake mushrooms, I'm going to put it on the top shelf, far right, number 1 location. Confirm. Next item is in fact, I'm going to do the rice at the end. I'm going to show you how the integrated scale system works. So let's just skip the rice for now. Let's jump to the baby gem lettuce and the bean sprouts. Baby gem lettuce, bean sprouts, location number 2 on the top shelf. Confirm that's been done. Next item is the wok sauce. So this is a pre-made wok sauce. So again, our James, our in-house chef, has made this wok sauce using all the ingredients as the recipe requires. So that's going to be located at number 3 along the top shelf. And confirm that location. And then we've got some of the red chilies, coriander, the chili peanuts. Now that's quite a nice little ingredient to use, actually, the peanuts. But these are just not normal peanuts, these are chili peanuts, so that gives it extra bit of taste as well. So the chili peanuts together with the spring onions. So that's going to go location number 4 along the top shelf. There we go. Number 4. I'll just turn the volume down for a little bit. Now, I've turned the volume down because we've got voice notification on our tablet as well. So our system allows it to inform people of the cooking process of the recipe from the start to finish. Tells you all the different movements that are about to happen, all the different actions that are about to happen. So you can actually hear the recipe being cooked if you're in the same room or if you're in another room close by and you might be working from home, but you want to hear what's going on in the kitchen. So it's a voice notification. I've turned it down for now, but I'll turn it back up so you can hear it in action. And also we have videos with each of our recipes in terms of preparation of the ingredients. So if you want to learn a recipe, it's a great way of learning new recipes. So if you want to learn a recipe, you've got videos here, mini tutorials in terms of how to prepare those ingredients, if it should be chopped finely, if it should be chopped in strips, if it's just very simple preparation. But we show videos so you can prepare those ingredients accordingly. So let's confirm this in location. So red chilies and the coriander and the peanuts were location number 4. Just reconfirm that. That's done. So yes, I was going to show you how the integrated scale system works. So I've clicked on the rice container that I need to fill. So here is my empty container. And here is a normal scale, but that we've linked the AI via the Bluetooth to our tablet. So now we can integrate the scaling system into our AI so we can make sure that it's accurately measured. So The container is the top left. I'm going to turn on the scales. And in a moment, you'll see the scales indicated at the bottom of the tablet. There you go. I'm just going to set this back to 0. There we go. And here it tells me that I need 200 grams of rice. So here is my rice, and I'm going to measure that in as accurately as possible. Try not to drop any on the floor. It's quite difficult. But anyway, I'm doing a good job so far. There we go. 70, 890. You can see on here we're 192, 8 more grams away from 200. 1 more gram, a couple of grains of rice. Let's get it exact today, shall we? There we go, spot on. So that's exactly 200 grams. That's exactly how much is required for this particular recipe. Give it a little shake and ready to go on the shelf. So I can confirm that it's been done, it's been weighed according to the recipe requirements, and it's on the shelf. So all my ingredients are now ready to go. So that's the first part. The second part is just making sure the equipment is also prepared as it should. The spatula, the pot, and all the oil containers and so on. So let's go to prepare equipment. And it's just simply telling me that it's two items, which is the medium pot. There's a recommended location on the front left, which I'm going to confirm. I've already put that into position. I've put it into the little parking bracket just to stop it from moving around as the robotic arm stirs the food. So that's in position. We confirm that. And also tells me the spatula. Now, this diagram view of the cooking system is really important because it also indicates how the utensils are facing as well, which is really important, because we want to make sure it gives it a full stir. Now, all our recipes, everything gets cooked the same way the chef would be cooking. So the chef will be using a spatula in a certain way. We just make sure it's ready to use in the same way the chef will be using. So spatula facing out, which is already doing, it's on location number 1, exactly as it is on the diagram. I'm happy with that. I'll confirm, and there we go. We're ready to go. So everything is in position. All I need to do is start the cooking process. So whilst I start the cooking process, you'll see the arm starting the hob, turning on the temperature, adjusting the temperature. The extractor will go on. There may be a bit of noise. But whilst that's going on, please do send in questions, and I'll try and answer them whilst the whole process is, whole recipe is being cooked. So here we go. There you go. So I'm just going to turn on the voice notification so you can hear a little bit in the background what goes on. We also have on the tablet a gauge system, a flagging system, so it also gives you a visual view.
Set hob to 7.
There we go, that's the next action. So it tells you a full sort of like diagram of the whole cooking process as well. So if you do want to have the voice notification on, you could have this on an app on your phone. Say if you're working from home, for example, on the phone's on the side, you've put the dinner on, this is cooking the dinner in the kitchen, and you want to watch from your phone the whole process. So you can see when the dish will be ready. Say when it hits 90%, you may want to start packing up for the day and getting ready for the meal. So let's have a look at some of the questions. So as I mentioned, we're going to be on YouTube today, we're on Facebook today, and we're on Instagram today. And let's grab some questions now. Great to see so many people enjoying this presentation and this post, and it's so good to see so many people joining. Chicago cards, this is going to be awesome. Yep, absolutely. I hope you find this awesome so far. Thank you very much.
Tip chicken.
Hello from San Francisco, Guanel Jazinja. Got a question in from Jack Wilbur. Could multiple of these work in unison at the same workspace? Yes, it can. So, for example, if we're doing a pasta dish, on one pot you can have the sauce, on the second pot, you can have the pasta. And that works in parallel. So yes, you can do multiple operations according to certain recipes, and it's able to do that as well. Also, depending on the type of recipe, you can actually cook 2 different recipes at the same time. It might be an instance where we can redesign, have an additional shelf or something, for example, or just make sure that the shelf is ready for the reload of the second recipe. So say, for example, I'm making a risotto and I'm making this very quick stir-fried rice. I would start off with a risotto. Risotto takes a very long dish to make, so I'll start the 15-minute risotto. I'll start that off, get that loaded, and I know that the last part of the risotto takes a certain amount of time. Where the shelf is empty, I'll reload that with the new ingredients for the second dish. So not only will it finish that, but we can also make the second dish in parallel. Jack Wilbur, maybe they'll use drones, so I don't understand what you mean by that, but anyway. Yep, Chicago cards. Yeah, that's very funny. Asking someone on a date to cook you and you pull out your robotic arm. Well, I don't think you can carry this with you. It's quite heavy.
Spatula.
Another question here from Jack Wilbur. Is this residential? Yes, this is ready for the residential market and also the commercial market. But as you see here, this is our X-Air model. So this is a residential design, because you can see just behind me, it's integrated with some furniture. Now we do all the furniture as well. We integrate our furniture with technology. So our system is it can be fully integrated. Whether you go for an X-Air design system like this, with the wood veneer paneling, with the vertical stripe design, with the wall units, with the electric servo drive opening mechanisms, with the Corian worktop that continuously runs over the X-Air model, and the Peninsula framework, we can combine it into this design. We can also combine it into a couple of models you can just see behind me, which is compact along the back to wall sort of design. We can use high gloss furniture, which is veneered door finishes, or you can have high gloss lacquered finishes. Again, a lot of these, we work with very well-established Italian designers, and with the likes of Minotti and other famous brands. And we have a range of Italian and Spanish as well, furniture, and made to a very high level, premium level. Okay, let's see if there's any other questions on. We've got a question in from Jack, and we also got a question in from Chicago Cards. What's the cost? Basically, how much is it? And how long is the installation process? So, first of all, the cost is our systems. We do also a standalone system, which is basically just this area here, which we call the chef's table. That's a purely standalone system that starts from 70K. And whether you, depending on your design and depending on your materials that you choose, it can go up to, say, about 85K for a kitchen of this sort of design. It can go up to about 110, 120K to a kitchen of the B-Air behind me, and the one just after that, the brand new one we recently had installed, that's a starting price of about 80K. So that just gives you an idea. Installation time is purely dependent on the design and how big your kitchen is. So if it's a kitchen like this and you want the X-Air on an island, that probably requires a bit more on the installation side. If we're just coming in to install the robotics, that's probably only about 3 to 4 days of the robotics side. If it's to do with furniture as well, if we are fitting and supplying the furniture, I would say add another 2 more weeks.
Tip rice.
Another question from Jack Barber. I'd love to see demos of your other systems. Are there any plans for similar shows in the near future? Yeah, absolutely. We basically try and do a show every 2 weeks. Unfortunately, this one's the last show of the year. We're now, I personally going to have a Christmas break, and the showroom is open. We are open Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. So if you want to come in and have a look or speak to anyone, we are open. But our next show will be probably in January, either the first, second week in Jan. But we'll make an announcement on our website, and you'll be able to then log in and join us for that show. Let's just, I've been on Instagram for a little while. Let me just jump on YouTube, make sure there's no questions on there. Okay, got a question in on YouTube. Mike Grizzly Gaming. Do you guys care about the future jobs that you're destroying, or is it only business? No, I don't think it's anything that we're destroying in the future. I think this is more of a system to help staff in the future, to help the catering industry, to help people for their residential kitchen. Not only is it a cooking system, as I mentioned before earlier, I mentioned healthy aspect of all the recipes. Now, unfortunately, there are a lot of dietary requirements. There are people that suffer from a lot of medical issues, diabetes, etc., etc. Now, we've done a lot of research in all the recipes and how it should be cooked, how the ingredients should be obtained, and timing and consistency. Now, we focus our collection on a lot of recipes that are actually very, very healthy for you, giving you longevity and a healthier lifestyle, which is so important, especially post-COVID now. Many people now are very wary about what they eat. They go to the gym more, I think more now than ever before. So they're looking at the calories, they're looking at nutrition, they're looking at sodium, which is the salt content of all their food. I know for a fact that my daughter, every time she cooks a meal, the first thing that comes out is a set of scales. She measures everything, and she said to me, Dad, I'm not the only one. Everybody does it now. Everybody measures their food, because everybody now is so concerned about healthy food, healthy lifestyle, and having healthier meals. Also, we've done lots of, we've looked into research and lots of comparisons between meals cooked at home and meals eaten as takeaways or in restaurants. And we never know how much salt they use. We never know what the content is of all the ingredients. Here at home, with your own system, using fresh ingredients, you're able to maintain, see exactly, and also customize recipes. You may want to, in a certain recipe, if there's an element of salt, element of sugar, you may just want to take that out completely. So this allows you to actually take that, omit that from the recipe, and still cook the meal. So you are in full control of the whole cooking process. Now, going back to delivery services and the kind of food you get in restaurants, you don't see the sort of content. They don't tell you exactly how much salt they put in the back of the kitchen, or they don't tell you how the food is processed when they're delivered to your doorstep. But if you think about it, you're doing exactly the same as ordering a takeaway, but instead you're ordering your fresh ingredients. You're watching exactly what's going in there. You are in full control, but you still do not have to do anything, which is exactly what you're doing when you're waiting for your food to be delivered. You're sitting waiting for the food 15, 20, 30 minutes, whereas within half of that time, you can still prepare your fresh ingredients and have the same kind of meal, but much more healthier. In restaurants, again, you just go there, you sit there, the first 30 to 40 minutes, you're either having drinks or you're having starters until your main meal arrives. Here, you're just preparing, you're doing some prep work, prepare the ingredients, watching what goes in there. This still has a lot of entertainment value. You still can sit down with a bottle of wine with your family, invite the friends around, watch the robotic system in action, knowing that you're going to get a meal it's going to be the same quality as you would receive in a restaurant, because all our recipes are designed by chefs. So these are the chefs that work in these kind of restaurants and make sure you get a good quality meal. So those are kind of like the benefits. So, you know, I don't think we're taking away jobs. We are creating a system where I think we are helping people in different ways. In the commercial environment, I could see the ARM system working well with the chefs, the sous chefs, the people who work in the kitchen environment or the catering industry. I see this as being an assistant. I see them as increasing volume. I see this as making them more time efficient. I see this as saving them time. So you can be proactive in other areas of development, for example, new recipes, opening up other branches and increasing your business strategy. So it's a lot of benefits, more benefits than negative, I would say, but I can't see any negatives in this. You're getting a healthy meal, you're in full control, and it's fresh, and you see exactly what's being cooked in front of you. So there's not... that's all I can say on that. So thanks very much for your question, Mike. I hope that answers that very clearly.
Please spatula.
Let's jump on to Facebook. Let's see if there's any comments on Facebook. Nothing at the moment on Facebook. Let's pop back onto Instagram. Okay, so... Jack Wilber, I'd love to see demos of your other systems. Yeah, again, I think I mentioned this before, but we have other systems here. One of them is just going to be tested for, we just had a new one installed, so we're just going to do some tests on that one before we can run that machine. But we have the B Air model, which is available. This is the X Air model. If you want to come into the showroom, make an appointment, contact us on the website, and we'll make an appointment. You can come in, we'll do a demo. If it's difficult for you to come in, if you're abroad in a different country, then we can do a virtual demonstration, and we'll show you a recipe being cooked from start to finish. Matty loves food, and use that food and seasoning or get a new piece. So maybe that's an answer to the previous question. I've been following this company for many years and have been fascinated. I would love to do sales for you guys. My question is, if the robot somehow drops a seasoning or food, will it pick it up? Now, again, this is really tested. We have engineers, hardware engineers, that have been working on our system for many, many years. So the tests that we do omit all these kind of issues. There is no room for any errors in terms of anything dropping. It's been tested to a very high level. And once it's tested, we are happy with it. It then gets executed and put onto our recipe cloud library. But for all these different issues that can arise, we do have a system in place, a testing system in place for that. And touch wood, we've not had any issues like that of anything just dropping, wildly. Also, if you notice on the system, we have a vision system either side of the shelves. Now, this vision system is just a system that scans the area, making sure that everything's in its right spot, making sure that everything's in its location as it should be, even down to the fact that making sure spatulas, spoons, baskets are facing the right way as it should. As I mentioned earlier, it's really important that everything's placed correctly, so the stirring and the pouring and the mixing is done as it should. Also, making sure containers are in there, locked in on the shelf, in position at the right point, rather than just like being out of position, or anything can easily happen. But our vision system makes sure that doesn't happen. How many models have 2 arms? I feel like the novelty of this might wear off due to having to prep for it. Does the Moley R or whatever that system's named prep and clean for you? It doesn't prep and it doesn't clean at the moment, but it's something that we will look into in the future. But in terms of prepping the ingredients, I wouldn't have to worry about that too much, because we are working on in the future a delivery service where we can help you, support you with a delivery service, and you'll receive the ingredients as and when. So say, for example, in the morning you plan to have an evening meal or an afternoon meal and you want certain ingredients delivered, you'll be able to order it it gets delivered and use it straight away. So the prep side of it is not really that big of an issue. Cleaning, again, there's no need for cleaning. As I mentioned, it's all tested at very high level. So the mess is very minimal. So if anything, the arm just needs a clean with a fibre cloth. All the containers and the utensils here, everything's dishwashable. The pan's a normal induction pan, a Rafoni induction pan. That just goes in the dishwasher. Apart from that, it's just like in any other kitchen, just in a quick wipe down by hand, and within 2 minutes, it's nice and clean. And there's not much mess here at all, to be by the way. So, another question from Jack Wilbur. What would happen if it started a fire? Do you think it would be helpful to have a fire extinguisher or one of those extinguisher balls nearby? Yeah, we do have all the safety protocols in place in terms of the safety button. We have it just at the bottom left. So if something was to occur like that, you're able to turn off the system straight away, press the button as part of the safety protocol that's required, because we are CE marked and all the safety measures are in place for that. But also things like that, also fire blankets, they're also nearby. So if anything like that was to happen, everything's nearby and ready for safety. Okay, as you probably heard that in the background, that the recipe is now finished. So I'm going to do a little taste test as well. I'm going to try this in front of you, making sure that I can show you what it looks like first of all in the bowl, and it should taste exactly as it should. So let me just quickly check for any last minute questions. Nothing on Facebook. Nothing further on Instagram. There we go. Okay, let's have a look at Facebook one more time. Okay, nothing on the Facebook at the moment I can see. So, but if you do have any questions or queries, like I say, you can visit on the website, on the Contact Us page. Send in any questions, anything you have, any projects that you may potentially see this working for, any requirements, any recipes, send anything through on our Contact Us page. Like I said before, we're ready to sell this for the residential and the commercial market. And if you've got any requirements in terms of having this installed and integrated into your system, please do get in touch and we'll get back to you and discuss your requirements in a bit more detail. So I think I'll give it a bit of a taste test now. Just grab my bowl. Smells great. Grab a spoon. Right, there we go. Smells great. This is, you know what, is exactly what I would receive in a restaurant, served in a nice big bowl and dressed up with some of the ingredients and so on, which looks absolutely great. So I'll show you guys what it looks like. So here we go. We have a nice bowl here of chicken and peanut stir fried rice, and it smells good. I'm just going to do a quick little taste test. Wow. Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Tastes absolutely fantastic. So yeah, hope you enjoyed watching that live cooking show, and thanks for sending in the questions so far. This is our last show for the year, so we'll be back in January for the next live cooking show. We'll make the announcement on the website. In the meantime, just like to wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and look forward to receiving some of your inquiries. Any questions, please do feel free to get in contact with us via our website. In the meantime, have a great day, have a great Christmas, and Happy New Year.